We're going to see today if we can save some money on resin. I think it's useful to be able to save money because resin is quite expensive, even though the ones that I use by Tea Expert and J Diction are actually very, very well priced. But we're going to see if they give us the same results with adding something in them. I've got 3 moulds that are identical, and these are the skull moulds, and the reason I've chosen these ones is because I sell lots of these and I know I'll be able to sell these no problem afterwards. I'm going to give them a quick spray with some mould release, and this is the mould release I use. You don't need much, just a quick spray in each. That really does help you demold these and protect your molds and get a lot longer out of your molds. The next thing I'm going to do is use some mica powder to paint in some details on these. Now, you've seen me do this lots of times. I'll link a video on how to do that in the description below if you want to learn how to do that. I've got all my molds painted now and my sand ready and my white cement ready. Oh, look how much mess I'm making. Oh, messy! I could never be a tidy crafter. Are you tidy crafters or messy crafters like me? Let me know in the comments what you are. All these are painted the same, or exactly the same as I can get them. And I'm going to be using a deep pour resin for this. And I'm using the Tea Expert deep pour resin. It's a great deep pour resin. You mix it 2 parts of this one and 1 part of that. So for instance, if you had 100 ml of this one, you only use 50 ml of this one. The reason I'm using this is you can buy it into some really nice size containers. So for instance, you don't have to buy like the massive size that deep pours normally come in. I love it. Brilliant resin. I'm going to mix this up using my J Diction mixer because I love it. It takes all the hard work out of mixing things. I'm not sure if these are sold out at the moment. It also comes with some little tools as well for sanding and polishing. I will show you how those work. But check it out. I will link it in the description below. All you do is you push your paddle in there and it mixes it up. And believe me, it mixes it up with far less bubbles than you would do it by hand. But make sure when you're mixing it up, you put that into your cup first before you turn it on. Because if not, you make a mess. I know because I did that. Well, now I've got my resin measured out in this. What I've done is I've put the mix in and then turned it on, as you can see here. And what I will do is I will lift this up, but without taking the white paddle out of the mixer, because as long as you keep it into the resin that's being mixed, you're not going to get many bubbles. Look, it's brilliant. Works really well. Massive thank you to all the people that got me a coffee last month. It was a really tight month last month, so I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I've labelled each one of these moulds up so I know exactly what's going into each one, so I don't forget when I come to demold them. Now, you'll be really surprised at how much of this white sand I'm putting in. And what I'm mixing in now isn't the end of it. I will be putting more in. Huge thank you as well to all the members of my channel whose names are coming up now. I really do appreciate your membership and I hope you enjoyed the raffle that we've just had, and we've got some live tutorials going on in the channel soon, so look out for those, members. And if you want to become a member, the link's in the description below. So now I've got all that mixed in, I've added enough in it, I'm pouring it in slowly, and as I'm letting it pour in, I'm tapping it because I want to ensure that I get this mix into all the nooks and crannies of this little mould. Scraping off the top, I will give it a little bit of squidgy widgy as well to help get rid of any bubbles. Now this is the cement, and again, because this is a dry product, the same as the sand, it doesn't matter how much you put in. As long as it's completely saturated, it will cure. As you can see here, I'm adding a little bit extra because I want to make sure that it really is a nice thick consistency. Check me out on the Instagram and on my other Facebook page as well. The link is in the description below if you want to check those out. So now I've filled that up. The only thing is with the powdered cement, it does create a lot of bubbles. So you do need to do a lot of tapping. Now for the third one, I'm using straight resin, not adding anything in there to give it the additional weight. All I'm putting in is a bit of my homemade titanium white resin pigment, and this is a brilliant pigment. It really does give a great coverage, a lovely opaque colour, and you'll see that in a minute. It's so much cheaper than buying your own pigments. I'll link that description for that video, how to make that, in the description below. Filling the mould up, popping any bubbles that actually come up to the top, and hopefully there isn't going to be too many, and then I'll let this cure overnight. Well, these have all cured up now, which is great. Now, this is the one with the cement in, and obviously I trapped a lot of bubbles in this, because as it was bubbling up and releasing the bubbles, they've come up to the top. But that doesn't matter, because we can always sand that down if it causes too much of a problem. And these aren't too bad to get out of the molds. So what we've got is, we've got a bit of overpour here, and I want to get rid of that, and I'm going to use the tools that came with this little mixer, which is ideal. And this is the sanding tool. And all you need to do is pop that into there like that. Turn it on. Now, I would strongly recommend that you wear a mask when doing this, because you don't want to be breathing in this sort of stuff. And then look how nice and easy that sands that away. And if I want to take it off there, I can, like that. So let's give this a bit of a wipe over, get rid of any of that dust. And that's cleaned that one up nicely. And that's the cement one. And it's taken on the mica powder really well. And I like the colour that that's come out. This is the sand one. I didn't overpour this one. And the sand one has given a lovely colour. Although what has happened is it has settled the sand because it's quite heavy. And it's given us this clear bit all the way around. But I actually really like that. And I think that would be very popular and sell really well. And this is the one with the white pigment in that I make myself. I've made a couple of videos on that. Really easy to make your own brilliant white pigment. And that one has come out great. I love that. This is the one we added nothing to. This is pure resin in this one and a little bit of pigment powder. This is the one where we added the sand, and this is the one where we added the cement powder. I love that. I think that one is my favourite one. And let's see if there's a difference in weight to them. I'm not sure if you can see that on the camera. The one with nothing added to it is 217 grams. The one with the sand is 300 grams, so you've got a nice bit of weight to that. The one with the cement in is 307 grams. So the heaviest one is the sand. Second is the cement. That feels quite light in comparison to the sand one, which has got quite a bit of heft to it. Adding that stuff to it makes no difference to how well the colours come out of the mica powder. Overall, love it. Love how this has come out. I should have put that white as opposed to black, but there we go. I've done it on all of them. And I left a little glint in the eye as well for each of them. Now, I am going to sell these because why waste them? What I intend to do is in that little glint of the eye, I'm going to put a little bit of nail varnish in there. It makes it look like it's got a blue eye looking out at you. Let me know in the comments what you think. It's a great way of expanding your resin, getting it to go a lot further, but not only that, but by creating something that has got a bit of substance and weight to it. It's cured up beautifully. I love these. Shame I didn't do those bits. Really, it should have just been the nose that was black and this bit should have been white, but I know what I did wrong. So, but I think they'll still sell really well. Don't forget to boost that like button and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Take care. Enjoy your resin. Bye.